So he's going to give me a structure that I need to push away, right? So now, if I engage the yang in my legs, which is the front of my legs, to push into the ground, to push him, right? What's going to end up happening? My yang hits his yang, and I'm pushing myself away. No possible way. I'm going to pull the yang up the back, the yin up the back of my legs, up to the hip joint, to hold the hip joint in place. Then from the hip joint, my back expands to the crown. You name it? Steve. I'm gonna use Steve's hand as an example. I'm gonna have Steve's hand. You don't have to touch it. Just hold. Yeah, just do like this so the camera can see.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so don't worry about my hands. Just one hand is enough. Okay, so here's the cool thing about this, right? And there's a line of separation. There's a line of separation, right? That's him. That's me. Where it touches is the line. So now I'm gonna put some force here, just to be a structure so I can push into it.
Okay.
If I push into the structure, my force is crossing that line. If my force crosses that line, it bites into you. Now
I can feel it.
But I can feel your strength coming back.
You can.
Right? I don't want to cross that line. So when I touch, my force hits on the front of that line through his whole body.
Very different.
But
It didn't come into my body as much like this at first. I can feel it come up.
right, because my force is not fighting his body, right? I'm just expanding into where he's not. Do you feel any muscle?
No, it
None,
didn't.
right?
No,
None.
not really.
There's no. I'm not really. Right.
It's
All you
very
can do-
deceptive.
Right. Not even pushing. Like if I try to push on one leg, no way.
You can feel the weight.
You can feel. There's no way. No possible way. No possible way. What's really crazy? Grab my fingers.
Okay.
So this one person is grabbing, again, the other person is not. Okay? So pushing, everyone wants to do this. Everyone starts to throw their mass. You see, I'm already leaning in. What I want to do, and this is this practice is called oppositional movement. Hands forward, body back. Right? Hands forward, body back. Right? If I was pulling hands back, my body actually goes forward. If my hands go forward more than my body goes back, it jams up. I don't get it. If my body goes back faster than my hands go forward, I don't get it. There's a balance of going forward and back that holds me in the center. That makes it look like it's effortless. Okay, hold it up there. Okay, don't let me put it down. Okay, so I'm in a really bad position. Martially, I'm in a bad position. I'm gonna try to do it wrong first. Okay, don't let me push my hand down. Okay, so you can.
Yeah, I heard that.
Okay, I'm fine. Okay, so I relax my shoulder. My shoulder goes into my body. My body, shoulder goes into elbow. Elbow goes down.
Hey.
Try again. Can get someone else to help him out? There you go. Strength. There's no possible way, right? I could actually hang myself. Right, totally relax. Watch what I'm doing here. Watch this part of my body, right? And look what happens to him as I do it. So my sternum starts to sink. Right? Then I go down. I'm not on me. If I try to put him down that way without my sternum happening, it comes this. You see my sternum lifting up? Right? So my sternum has got to go to my shoulders, into my arm, and down. The front always goes down. My front goes down. My back stretches up. right? So you become a wheel that's spinning, right? So you can see, I can't, if I just take my sternum down, my back doesn't go up. See how my back's not coming up? So it just feels like I'm pressing her down. I stretch my back up to the ground, hold it, and then I come down my front. See this? You have to see what's clear, okay? So there's a couple of ways of doing it. Some people think I'm just gonna be stronger, right? So they start pushing. That is, the pressure builds up. Or then you have the opposite. I'm not gonna push hard, but I'm just gonna hang my weight on his arm. Right? And then, when I do it properly, the pressure actually doesn't increase in the hand at all. I gotta stretch up the back, and stretch down the middle. Right? No pressure. It just looks like it is. It's harder when someone just puts up their hand and doesn't move with you. And you're like, how am I going to grab this? So I have to leave my bone exactly where it is. If I keep moving the bone, it changes the pressure all over the place. So my bone has to sit in one place. Then I stretch my yang away from my bone. That grabs onto his yin, right? His yin muscle. Once that happens, I just draw the yin muscle to my bone and to my center. I don't want to move my bone. I only move the bone after he starts moving to keep the pressure the same. So I start drawing the yin into my center. See, he starts moving. Now he starts moving more and moving more. Right? There's no pressure. Right? So make sure when they start moving, there's no pressure. If you're in, this is induced pressure, and you'll see difference. Like, no way.
Muscle gain.
Yeah, it's muscle, right? Very soft, right?
Very nice.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so go. I am going to give just as much force back. So not as much. Okay. Just even. Keep ramping up. So we're gonna both do this. So you're gonna keep hold it at one spot. So we get to a spot that's okay, and I try to push more, no good, right? So right at this point, I want the person that's gonna do the work to let go of the muscle and see what happens. All right.
Just let go.
Yeah, just let go of the muscle. And all of a sudden, you'll see what happens
Be
when
aware
that
of the
happens.
physics.
Then you'll understand what I mean by releasing the muscle. Okay, go. You can't get me. Yeah, but I'm standing here. There's nothing behind me. He starts pushing. I'm not pushing. That's the difference. I'm not pushing. I'm just moving and taking up space that he can't move into. That's why it looks like he's popping. But I'm not doing anything to push. If I start pushing, you see, I'm pushing myself off that center. I have to relax in order to move him the way I need to, right? So all of this, no matter what's happening, when you hook up to try to find like what's going on here, it's not about how much you're doing this. Because I see everyone's doing this and trying to get the right feel. Rock until you get to that part. Oh, I'm on that center. When you hit that center line, the whole body activates, and you'll see it happen. Okay. So, like, if I know where that center is, then I can manipulate it so his force is always pushing this center, right? I can be over here. He's still pushing that same center. Right? That's a little more advanced. Okay, but it's again, it's about me on my center, right? It's like I just know where that line is pushing. If I hold him off, the center doesn't know how to respond to this. So my structure deals with this. So I let. Oh, now he's touching my center. Oh, I barely.